T1, it might feel like it's a bit too much. So they're going to go with LCK instead, still allowing a way for Keria to provide peel, but might have a little bit of a better time in the mid to late, also providing another form of engage as opposed to it just being owner, which with the Kench, obviously, you don't really get.
Yeah. So definitely a couple of ways for T1 to play aggressively, but also defensively and wait and scale up and get their Orianna and Smolder to a spot where they'll be very powerful, but then reliable engage, as you did mention. Whereas on the side of KT, ROLSTER, definitely number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
There was a sign that was like, I remember Pioshik Deft Barrel November 6th, 2022, San Francisco. That was a pretty good sign. Hoping to bring back some of those memories here for Game 2, because Game 1 was a disaster. So
it really was.
It was not a good game, and I'm hoping that this one is a bit more competitive.
One can only hope. We have seen that Lethality Varus actually beat Smolder when piloted by Viper. So just do that.
Yeah.
Just be as just do that.
Just do that.
How much was it? 70k?
Yeah. 70,000 damage from Viper. And look at this. Faker against BDD and against the non-Doran's Ring and Q start, as BDD is in a lot of trouble. Oh, he's just dead. Okay, that was quick. Owner comes up, clears the top side of his jungle, has red buff, flashes on top of BDD, who can't even react.
And he just gets back to clearing his jungle. That's optimal pathing.
Oh boy, Deft in a bit of trouble here as Keria sets it up, and already we have KT in trouble. As Deft will survive, which is very good for his sake.
Still has a sums available, whereas the same can't be said for Guma and Keria. Pioshik trying to fight Owner. I don't know about that one.
Owner doesn't have Smite, but certainly Owner is in a much better spot health-wise versus Pioshik. Although Beryl is trying his best to try to send him away, as Pioshik has to flash, but now the hook comes in, and Guma's over the wall. Deft is in some trouble, as one auto will get it done. Pioshik is super low as well. Oh, God. I wanted this game to be more competitive! Not like this. 3 kills into the hands of T1 in the bottom lane, and 3 minutes into the game. Zoomed in on the turret.
Yeah, because Keria has a death.
Yeah. It's like, huh, where did that death come from? Wasn't from the fight.
That is peak storytelling from our observer team there from the LCK.
Thank you, Jonah Strong.
Him and the boys, they do a great job. We get to talk about that now, because this game, Valdez, it's not looking so good. This is not my telecom war.
Yeah. Saturday show. And he gets away with it with flying colors. Now, Keria might not get away from this one, as he will have to sacrifice himself to try to keep Guma alive, which he will do. Nice little gank set up here by the side of KT.
This is how the comeback starts, Valdez. That's what this game is in service of now, as we do give Pioshik an early kill. Ruben obviously going to skill really, really nicely with those. Good punish of the lack of flash. T1 will be able to pick up a Mountain Drake, but 2 more of those.
Guma does not have the ability to flap.
Or KT, and 1 more pick might be enough to start equalizing this goal score.
Oh boy. Well, we got Deft in a lot of trouble. He's going to run forwards because he can't run any other way.
Well, there was a
Faker's
pick.
going to pick up that kill.
It was just not the one we wanted or needed. Faker, really good roam there.
And he will be able to pick up 6 in this game, as well as picking up the first dragon. So they don't even need an early game comp, they just need early game wins in terms of the early trades that have gone their way.
Owner going to pick this up without any issue. She mentioned Valdez, Zay's standing guard. It's also the mid lane prio still available. Do you think Pioshik was spotted? So Faker should be fine, or has his flash available as well with the
into Zeus. And he doesn't seem to care because the rest of the map is winning for the side of T1, and they will take down a second Drake as well.
What's it gonna be here?
Ocean Soul.
No.
Oh, Camtex.
Hey!
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bottom lane could be in a little bit of trouble as Keria is going for a little walk.
Barrel, that's bait. You gotta know. Oh, okay. That's not bad. It's an okay trade.
Team with Smolder is trying to hold on and not lose the Chemtech Soul or the Soul at all.
I need some leeway.
Uh-oh, we got Perfect in a lot of trouble here. He's being CC'd to death, and he will get his hop off and immediately get ulted in the face. Doesn't even bother flashing, as it was a very nice and clean setup there from Owner and Zeus to take down the top lane. Deft, pretty scared. We haven't seen Mom be used just yet by Guma. He's just holding on to that one. Generally used to clear the waves, as you're usually being pushed under turret, but instead just holding on to it for if a team fight does break out. But you can see that KT not exactly confident about taking a fight on the bottom side of the map, so it's just free farm for the Smolder, as it will be this Rift Herald given over to the side of KT ROLSTER. Pyosik just gonna clone away from that one. Yeah. Chemtech is alright. We do have Pyosik looking for a little charge on into the mid turret. We're not going to see any Cuz maneuvers, as he is the best driver declared by us yesterday. But yeah, KT is going to set up for this objective. We do see that T1 are hanging around. Barrel is very much behind enemy lines.
They don't know.
They do not know about this, but now they're going all in onto Owner. Gets knocked over the wall, but just ults back over. Still goes down, though. Very nice snipe here from Deft, but BDD is in an awful spot in the front line and was in a lot of trouble. Perfect in the mini-gnar as a 3-man knockout comes in from Keria as he knocks Deft straight into the danger zone. At the same time, Keria really shoring up the end point of that fight. And now KT is just on the run away from this tiny little dragon that is getting very fed. Already 163 stacks now as Keria is looking for a bit more. Not going to hit the knock-up at the end of this fight, but still a winning fight for T1 as Faker will take a mid-tier 1 potentially.
Some serious heavy lifting from Keria in that fight there. And crucially, even though they end up getting Owner, a lot has to be invested. And Perfect never ends up getting Mega. If they have Mega remaining damage sources because BDD already went down and because Perfect came into that fight as mini-gnar and was blown up relatively early. So that 1-2 of Zeus and Keria and the way that they used their CC gonna mean a big win for T1.
Yeah.
They got Soul Point here. Things are looking dire, fellas.
Well, BDD was the one who went over first and shuffled him over the wall.
Yeah.
Showdown.
Yeah. He's at 197, by the way, so...
Yeah, didn't quite hit the 225 of 20. That's very difficult, but it's still extremely accelerated, we could say. Also, the fact that Zeus now is fed, you got Owner who's pretty fed, you have Faker who is doing a great job in mid. So there's just so many threats on the side of T1 that even if you do take out the Smolder...
TP for red?
Yeah, looks like a TP maybe for a game-winning fight, as that is an interesting Mom call. Mom got a little bit distracted, but that's fine. Everybody on the side of KT just going to flash out of there. At least Barrel will.
Maybe a miscommunication. Guma tried to tell his mom where everyone was, and then they left. And then Mom was like, even still? I'm like, yeah, need to all or nothing here. TP coming in, they know. You want to try and contest this time? Mega-gnar bar actually not looking too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty well timed, but look at the damage that's coming out already on a Pyosik. He just gets caught out in the front line as Mom will be called down on top of Deft, but we do have Owner in a lot of trouble. They do isolate him and essentially see him to death. He was not able to flash out of that one. And now T1 have to reconsider their options here in a 4v5. They have done a lot of damage to KT, but that big pick onto the jungle could be nice for KT to at least delay things for now.
T1 is one of the only teams that consistently does this, where they are a member down and they're still contesting this aggressively. We do have the TP coming in from BDD.
I mean, they're so healthy.
And they are still, again, a member down. Faker doesn't complete his back, does almost have teleport, but not quite have it available. And looks like T1 decide the better of it. Although, I'm not sure. No, TP getting, or back rather getting cancelled. Owner's on his way back.
Now let's see how this one goes.
Will
they even try to steal it away? There's a kind of half-hearted cue from Zeus, but Yeah, now they're just gonna run towards the Baron and threaten it at least. They have owner up.
I know about I think they're gonna...
Just do it?
They're just gonna do it.
There's no vision.
There's
Zero.
no vision at all. Pings are going down, but
No.
KT, they don't know. They have zero idea.
But they gotta know. I mean, there's...
But can they move in? Vision Cone gonna let them know.
They're gonna move in together as a team. Look at Carrier's position. He's gonna be spotted. He gets onto that back line. Deft is in a lot of trouble. They dive very deep for him, as Mom will help out, but they don't take out Deft just yet. But it is going to be him eventually going down. BDD does have some nice damage in that back line, but now he's all alone here. Zeo's getting pretty low, but BDD will eventually get executed as Smolder. Guma will pick up the triple, as Perfect is the only one left alive, and he will just run away, sadly.
Carrier with the setup there, gets on top of Deft. Deft doesn't get to play the game, and this is why we mentioned maybe it's a Kench angle, because otherwise it becomes so incredibly hard to play out, to actually get anything going there. T1, they give up the dragon, but it's not over yet, Valdez. They get one more fight.
The Nexus hasn't exploded, Chronicler. You are correct.
Yes, there's Smolder, the baby Elder Dragon breathing fire down their base. Yes, there is a fat Cassante in this game who we haven't even really talked about, which, remember a week and a half ago, that was all we talked about.
Smolder entered the scene. Senna Nautilus entered the scene. There were other OP things to talk about. But yeah, they also got Cassante, which was pretty interesting. Was first rotation, right? They got Orianna Cassante first couple of picks.
They did.
On the side of T1. And they were given Smolder after the second phase of bans as well. You remember the bans were Zeri Lucian. So
I'm just wondering whether
again
that Lucian ban was really a necessity.
No, it wasn't. Absolutely not. And
no, I was
think,
wondering,
yeah.
Alice. I don't need an answer. We just need to ponder.
True, yeah, we're just thinking, not answering.
We're just asking questions.
I do think that the draft has come back to bite KT a couple times, but T1 have also played very nicely in these two games with what they have been given. A lot of power picks is what they have been given. Vi was almost permaban in the first couple of days this week. They got that as well.
It's just Chemtexel. It's fine. Just get a turret, maybe top. No, that you can't do that. Wave position isn't good. Get Krugs. Get Krugs.
Get Krugs.
Get Krugs.
Hell yeah.
They're getting
Shake
Krugs.
is getting the Krugs. 11% slow resistance and increased damage. And decreased damage.
Yep.
Below 50% health. As Cassante really is going to like that, actually. So there is one champ that really does love the Chemtech Soul on the side of T1, and it is that man in the top lane here. As T1 trying to go for the mid turret. They do not have the Baron buff at this point in time, but they don't seem to need it, as they're just going to utilize that Chemtech Soul and the power in their wallets to eventually take this one down. They also have 6 Void Buffs, which is actually helping take down the objectives, the structures here, as Beryl is in some trouble. But the damage coming out from Perfect is actually pretty nice, as now we get a big knockup. Immediately Beryl is taken back into that back line, as Smolder's just doing way too much here, as Bob will be called down. BDD, though, still alive, looking for his angle. He tries to go for it immediately, just gets bursted down 100-0. As that looks to be the end of the game. BDD tried so hard to find that 1-0 moment like he normally does, but it doesn't look like he was able to do it this time around. Guma just collecting kills. Owner gonna steal that one away. But it looks like T1 has done it, guys. 2-0 on the night, as they will take down the Nexus turrets and the Nexus in a couple of very one-sided games against their telecom opponents, as they're just having fun with their food here at the end. 2-0 in this series.
And with that, I think a lot of